Wow, 500 subscribers. I cannot quite believe it. However, we have since passed the 1,000 mark and I'm absolutely delighted. We'll talk about this more in the next video, but for now I encourage you to follow the SciManDan page on Facebook. You'll need it. The link will be in the description. I'll be using the page a lot more going forward. For now, we'll continue with our 500 subscriber celebration, and as such, I'll give you the 10 worst flat earther memes to have ever graced the internet. Who doesn't love a good meme? They entertain me, they make me chuckle, except however when they are laced with stupidity. Many a time I've had my browsing experience ruined by a flat earth meme, shoved in my face like cold rice pudding. Today we look at 10 of the very worst, and to confirm, I've lifted every single one of these memes from a flat earth Facebook page that were shared as flat earth proof. We start with this. 1. Yes, that's a plane, and yes, it's nose down going over the horizon. I mean, how close is that horizon for one? It looks about 200 meters away. This particular example would be on a very small planet indeed. But seriously, this is just nonsense. The Earth is huge and reality is 3D. There is no need to fly over the curves. Planes need an atmosphere in order to fly, and our atmosphere is attached to the planet in the same curved manner. It's simple. 2. Such is the sheer ignorance of a flat earther, they have even taken up issues with what's up and what's down. North and south are not up and down, as is so often articulated by your common flat earther. The ones that dispute gravity, which is pretty much all of them, will suggest, whilst holding back a laugh, that people are walking upside down in Australia. They are suffering from that long-term condition known as Northern Hemisphere chauvinism. The less educated among them will say things like this.
Some other bullshit. You globally believe this shit. Circle fucking Earth. I'm up here, while motherfuckers in China down here.
Because China's on the South Pole, isn't it? 3. First off, this isn't a real picture of our solar system. In fact, the only thing that's right about it is that the planets are in the right order. The sizes aren't exactly right, and the distances are way off. If the Sun was 1 metre in diameter, the Earth would be the size of a small grape, and this grape would be 107 metres away from our 1 metre Sun. This is the scale we're talking about here. So yes, what we observe is pretty much right. This is another annoying tactic that a flat earther employs. They take any old picture of something and just assume that this is what the scientific community says is true. It's the ultimate straw man argument. 4. This one is a classic, and I hear it all the time. The truth in the matter is, whilst yes, the equator is travelling at approximately 1,000 miles per hour, us and the atmosphere is all travelling along with it. Imagine you're on a 100 mile per hour train and you balance a coin on a table in that train. Why doesn't the coin fall over? Because it's also moving at 100 miles per hour with the train. If you want to picture the whole thing logically, you need to think about angular velocity. Imagine standing on one spot with a basketball, and you're rotating that basketball at the same speed the Earth rotates, once every 24 hours. You'll soon find out it's not that fast, and you'll be there all day. 5. Another well-used piece of evidence that flat earthers use: crepuscular rays show nothing but a small close sun. Oh really? Is that so? Then the sun must be right behind these trees then. This is purely a matter of perspective. Look at this railway track. If we are stood on it, we perceive the tracks to converge off in the distance and get wider as they approach us. But we know as a matter of fact that the railway tracks are parallel. They have to be, otherwise the train won't stay on the tracks. It's the same with the light from the sun. The light rays travel parallel to each other. What we see here is just an illusion. 6. This one is clearly a joke, but I know for a fact that flat earthers use it as a way to show that gravity can't be real. Well, guess what? I discovered Star Trek when I was 9. Before then, the whole thing didn't exist and was merely an idea in the mind of Gene Roddenberry. As soon as I discovered it, wham! A hatful of movies and a load of TV series sprung into action. 7. What's worrying about this one is that I'm fairly sure that a majority of flat earthers fully believe this would happen on a globe. It's a great example of their general ineptitude and lack of ability to think in anything but 2 dimensions. In short, it's another gravity denier. The problem is, I've yet to meet a flat earther that understands the true nature of gravity. Dunning-Kruger effect, anyone? 8. Oh wow, we've hit a real low point. I don't know what's more disturbing. The fact that flat earthers believe we think that the Earth's shadow causes the phases of the moon, or the fact they don't know what causes the phases of the moon. Unfortunately for them, the reason for the moon's phases is proof in itself that the solar system exists and that it is heliocentric in nature. This is a catastrophic failure of the education system. 9. Okay, number 1, planes are bigger than most satellites. Number 2, planes fly a lot closer to us than all satellites. Number 3, we see the ISS cross in front of the moon, if that helps. Come on, think about what you're asking. You think the human eye can see something the size of a car travelling 36,000 kilometres away pass in front of something that is a huge number of times brighter than said satellite? I'll answer for you. No. No, it can't. 10. This one winds me up more than anything. How a flat earther can stand there, releasing video after video of utter nonsense and teaching their kids and all that will listen that the earth is flat, and then say that the scientific education system is indoctrination? If something is true and correct, it must be taught. Yes, why wouldn't you? The alphabet works, so we teach it and people learn to read and write. Numbers work, so we teach it and people learn to do maths. Science works, so we teach it and people learn about the natural world. Also, you're happy to accept the science that makes your phone work or your medicine treat you. That science is fine, but earth sciences and astronomy? No, they're all wrong. It's cherry picking of the most arrogant and ignorant nature. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Thank you all for watching, and thank you to all the subscribers who have joined in the last week or so. I'm honoured, I truly am. Next week, I'm looking at possibly doing another Flat Earth Fail compilation. We'll see how that goes. Until then, I've been Simon Dan. A like and subscribe will go down very nicely, and I'll see you all again soon.